All right. How is everybody? Hello, apparition. Hello, void dweller. Welcome back to Seabed. Last time. Woo-wee! Nanae went off the motherfucking deep end. Oh my god. Wow. It's like, okay, so, like, my biggest shock is honestly how blasé Sachiko is just reacting to this. She seems like, yeah, whatever. Okay, sure. Let me think about it. Like, I would be scared out of my motherfucking mind. Hello, Jackie. Welcome to the stream. Like, she barely knows her. And like, she's doing this. And like, she's not only doing that, but like, she's like belittling her relationship with Takako, who she who she doesn't even know who she is, like doesn't even know her. Like, I'm almost thinking now, did Nanae kill Takako or something? Like, because she's that like completely obsessed with Sachiko. What on earth is going on? I just hope the road to the truth, this chapter is called interesting. That's really, wow, looks like we're going to start getting some answers. I just think she should just take Narasaki and leave immediately. There's no good that can come from someone like that who barely knows her. Like, just jumping on her like that, literally. Like, oh my god. Let's get back into the story. I was walking on the snow alongside the camellia fence when I saw Sachiko approaching from the opposite direction. Hey, fancy seeing you here. Narasaki, what are you doing here? Just out for a walk. What about you? You look pale. Oh, good. Okay, good. She is freaked out. Okay. I drank too much. Drinking while the sun's still up will make you grow old faster, apparently. Hello, T. Hello, Jackie. Welcome to the stream. Doing it once in a blue moon won't kill me, will it? Are you okay? Yes. I was on my way to my room to rest. Good. Why aren't you telling her about this? Don't forget to drink plenty of water before going to bed. Thanks. Hello, Guppy Forest. Welcome to the stream. She was completely wrong. Are you kidding me? Like, seriously. Oh. Well, we have no idea. Sachiko doesn't even remember the funeral, but based on how much she cares about her and is saying, like, she'll never really get over her, I don't think that's how she feels at all. And it is definitely not her place to say something like that, especially for only knowing her after a few days and maybe like an hour or two in Italy. Sachiko passed by me. I turned around to see her back recede toward the mountain as she treaded the snow-covered path. I turned back and continued in the direction Sachiko came from. Following the path created by her footsteps made it easier to walk across the snow. There she is. As I turned my attention toward the annex of the East Wing, I saw its door suddenly open, revealing Nanae. I raised my hand to greet her. Sure is cold today. Nanae wore a long-sleeved trainer and some light-colored jeans. Oh, it was clear in the morning, so I didn't expect for all this snow to suddenly pile up. Oh, okay, that was her. God damn it! It was clear in the morning, so I didn't expect for all this snow to suddenly pile up. Well, I did tell y'all how fickle the weather was here in the mountains. Looking at Nanae's face nearly made me gasp. Her hair was fastened into long twin tails. Like, that's another thing. How does Nanae know what Takako looked like? Like, she never saw Takako. Like, that's what makes me think that Nanae had something to do with Takako's disappearance. I watched them sway in the cold breeze. How are y'all feeling? What do you mean? Nanae looked at me with a frown. Sorry. Sorry. I just remembered something. Gotta run. Sachiko, are you in? Still, okay, that's true, Jackie. She was wearing it and Sachiko. Still, that's something, like a huge thing to remember from just like one interaction years ago. And like, oh my god. Sachiko, are you in? I knocked on her door and strained my ears, but I couldn't hear a sound. I'm opening the door. Love how this bedroom looks. The stale air of the room escaped through the door as I opened it. Oh, I thought Jackie was talking about the Italy trip. I couldn't see Sachiko in her bed. Stepping into the room, I took a quick look around. Her bag was on the other side of the bed. Her pouch was on the dressing table. I wonder where Sachiko is. I walked closer to the window. Did Nanae, like, capture her somewhere? There was a chessboard on the table. The pieces were in the same arrangement as we left them. An old doll sat in the chair by the window. Wow, that's pretty creepy. Okay, I thought so, Guppy Force. Yeah, she didn't mention, like, yeah. She just mentioned that someone she used to know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I looked all over the mansion, and as I finally stepped outside, I ran into Kozue. Hey, another day of research? Yes. Kozue gave me a sideways glance. What about you? I was looking for something. I see. Kozue jumped from one stone to another on the stone path. Looking only at her profile, I couldn't properly read her expression. I could tell Sachiko wasn't inside as soon as I reached the library. After wandering the library for a while, I exchanged a few words with Kozue, then left. Meanwhile, I was thinking about Sachiko. I tried imagining where I would go if I was her, but I couldn't come up with anything. I walked through the forest in the evening glow. Hearing a rustle, I turned around to see a dove looking for food amongst the withered leaves. The sounds of noon birds had waned, and day slowly turned into night. Sachiko! If you can hear me, please answer! I strained my ears, but heard nothing. Oh, well, I guess that's that. I saw something sparkle in the woods beyond the dove. Continuing in that direction, I found a clear lake with the evening mountain reflected on its surface. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Its light waves glimmered gently. I drew closer to the water, spotting a bunch of white clovers. I looked over them for a while, but couldn't find any four-leafed ones. I remember that there used to be a whole, I used to see fields of clovers all the time when I was a little kid. Like going to parks and shit like that, but I was never in my life able to find a four-leaf clover. So yeah. Suddenly, I heard a splash of water. The size of the ripples on the surface weren't enough to determine whether the sound was caused by a water bird or a fish. I just realized Narasaki sounds a lot like Entrapta, the way I'm voicing her here. By the time I looked up, I realized that the sky had taken on a deep blue hue, giving home to countless stars. I tried looking for the Big Dipper in Cassiopeia, but found the Southern Cross instead. Better than nothing. What? I rubbed my eyes and looked at the night sky again. I gave up on that and looked to the lake instead. Did they get, warped to another part of the world? I let out a gasp. Is the sky different? What? Oh my god! Wow! Okay, she got warped. Holy shit. Narasaki, the supernatural shit is happening to Narasaki here as well. I wonder if Narasaki has the power to slide between dimensions. The lake had disappeared, with a shoal taking its place. The mirror-like surface of the lake was no more. Instead, I saw countless puddles in the sand extending beyond the horizon. I've never played a flute, Void Dweller. All of them reflected the night sky. I looked at one of the puddles. Holy shit! Whoa! My eyes met Sachiko's as she looked down on me for an inverted position. Oh my god. You can't get there! Fucking hell! Ooh, a different, furnace and night duty. Of course, we're going back to Narasaki. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I get it. I get you now, Void Dweller. The flute. Damn, that's an old school one. Still remember the sound. Okay, we got 2 Narasaki tips. Okay. Connection. A cat in an aquarium. Okay, back to Takako. Okay, but before we do this... Oh my god, oh my god. Damn, they left us on a fucking cliffhanger on frickin' Sachiko's side. Holy shit. Okay, let's do those chips first. Oh my god. Whoa! Come on, load. There we go. It was furnace and night duty room. Okay, let's get back to the tip universe. Okay. Furnace. This is a very Higurashi-like background here. Yep, this is continuing off the last one, too. After the bath, Sachiko came to the furnace room. Without even trying to fight the loud noise inside, she mouthed that the bath was now open and free to use. I gestured that I understood. I'd normally use the shower in the clinic, but once a week, I'd heat up the underground bath. After making sure that the furnace was working as intended, I headed to the bath. Upon entering, I washed myself off, then stepped into the hot water. They got their own hot springs there. I lowered myself into the water, letting my hips, shoulder, and neck be completely immersed, with only my chin remaining above the surface. Heating up the bath was a bit of a pain, but the payoff was more than worth it. But that initial tedium was exactly what made finishing it so satisfying. I remembered there used to be more patients and doctors in this clinic in the past. We'd have the bath heated every day back in those days. But eventually, the number of our patients decreased, and so did the doctors. This almost seems like an alternate universe. Like, Nanae didn't always work here at the sanitarium. Soon enough, evening was upon us, and the only source of illumination in the human bathroom became the thin ray of light in the ceiling. I remember my experience in room 208 today. I tried looking for traces of the unfamiliar bedroom that appeared in front of me for a brief moment, but couldn't find anything out of the ordinary. I took a deep breath, then slowly exhaled it. I wondered if it all wasn't a dream of some sort. That would be very anticlimactic. I felt like I heard something, prompting me to strain my ears. I could quite clearly hear the sound of drops falling into the wet floor. But somewhere in the distance, I felt like I could hear voices. It was just a feeling, though. I splashed my face with the hot water. I was probably tired. Now that I thought about it, the only time I slept over the past few days was that one time when I lost consciousness for an hour or so. After soaking for some time, I stood up and wiped the remaining water off my skin. Then I changed back into my clothes and dried my hair with the dryer, resting beside the water basin. I turned everything off and let the keys to the furnace in the dressing room where they belonged. I was just about ready to head off toward the night duty room, when a sudden onset of dizziness made me stagger on my feet. I needed to get myself some coffee and emergency sleep once I got back. Was that it? That was extremely short. Okay, and yeah, now to the one after the furnace. I'm guessing every time they change locations, it's gonna, for the tips, it's gonna like do a new tip, I see. Night duty room. Okay, so she's going here to sleep now. Alright. That's a rather unsettling view. It was already 8 by the time I returned to the night duty room. I had a cup of hot coffee and lay down on the bed. I turned on my back and closed my eyes. I expected to fall asleep right away, but it didn't quite work out that way. Yep. Oh my god, I hate it when that happens. When you're really tired, but you can't go to sleep right away. Oh god, that is so annoying. The coffee might have dispelled my drowsiness a little. She's gonna read more of the book. I stood up, flipped the notebook lying on the table open with one hand, and had another look at the diary. It was a short thing, so I ended up going through it in no time at all. What did she learn? However, I had this odd feeling about it. I read through the entries again. Something was missing. Not the pages I myself tore out, of course. And it wasn't some sort of misunderstanding on my part either. I couldn't recall the exact date, but a certain episode I remember clear as day was missing from the text. I lifted my coat off the wall hanger and took out the memo pad from its pocket. A fragment of that missing episode was just jotted down on it. I had a bad feeling about this. I felt the entire clinic squirm as I touched the wall of the corridor. I took the key and hurried over to room 208. Uh-oh. As I finally reached Sachiko's room, I knocked on the door. I waited for a while, but received no answer. I tried again, but there was only silence. It was possible she had just fallen asleep after her bath. All I might have done here is wake her up. However, I was too worried to care about that now. I knocked again just in case. Upon receiving no answer, I unlocked and pushed the door open. Oh god, I hope we're not going to hear that Danganronpa body discovery sound. Oh god. An empty bed was the first thing that entered my vision. Sachiko just disappears like this. People are like, this has to do with the disappearance thing, doesn't it? People are like warping between dimensions or times or something. What is the cause of it? Like there's maybe some time travel going on, or definitely some people are like warping around against their will. I entered the room and looked around, but she was nowhere in sight. Both the door and the window were locked. I called out her name, but was met by only silence. I even looked under the bed to make sure she wasn't just hiding somewhere. No other strange phenomena occurred, though. There was not a single trace left of Sachiko's presence. Her clothes were gone and her bedsheets didn't look slept on. Maybe Narasaki is warping around? This was the room 208 before her arrival. I left the room and checked the bathroom, the inner yard, and the dressing room, as well as any other place I assumed Sachiko might visit. Unable to find her even after all that, I began looking for clues about her departure. That said, I couldn't imagine her leaving without letting me know. This place didn't have many exits. From these views, it almost looks like a university building or a school. First, I investigated the front doors of the lobby. I turned the doorknob, but the door didn't move an inch. It was locked. Damn, this is like a fucking horror movie now. Jeez. Next, I checked the side exit in the west wing, but the result was the same. Is she gonna hear children laughing or some shit now? Oh, God. Finally, I went to the library through the connecting corridor. The door was once again locked. Just in case, though, I unlocked it and entered the building. I took out a pen light from my chest pocket and used it to guide my path. I descended the spiral staircase, reaching the big doors by the counter. That was the last exit that could lead outside. I tried turning the doorknob. The door let out a metallic creak, but otherwise remained motionless. The doorknob refused to budge. I left the library, but couldn't think of any other place to check. I looked all over the clinic, going so far as to check every single one of the black windows. It really feels like she's been warped to another dimension. My mind kept going in circles. I wonder if I had made some sort of mistake. I kept retracing my memories, going all the way back to the first time Sachiko came here. The night duty room is the same room that Takako used to sleep in, it looks like. As I gave up and returned to the night duty room, the clock had just struck 4 a.m. I tried in vain to count the hours I'd been awake for. Either way, I was at my limit. I collapsed on the tatami floor and used the closet futon as a pillow. It took mere moments for my consciousness to be swallowed by darkness. Oh God, you're not gonna leave it here now, are you? Okay, good. We're gonna see her wake up. The night duty room was bright when I woke up. I immediately remember what happened the previous night. I rose to my feet and noticed the notebook I read yesterday still resting on the table. It looked like proof that I wasn't dreaming. I stretched my back and rubbed my neck. I inhaled a deep breath and let it all out. In the end, I couldn't find Sachiko anywhere. Is it blank? Oh my God. I opened the notebook on the table. I flipped through a few pages. Holy fuck! This is insane! What kind of eldritch creature are we dealing with here? Oh my God! This is insane. However, no matter where I looked, I could only find empty white pages. Are we dealing with some kind of SCP that eats knowledge or some shit? And relationships? My God. It eats memories and proof of existence. Seriously, what are we dealing with here? It seemed like all the records had simply vanished. I calmed myself down and considered what to do next. First of all, I had to find Sachiko. And to do that, I'd have to leave this clinic. However, I had no key that would make such a feat possible. Oh God, is she gonna break a window, run outside, and run into some kind of nightmare creature? Oh my God. dimensional entities. Come on! No! I can't deal with 2 cliffhangers! I guess now we gotta go back to Takako's side. Oh my god. Okay. Tree. Oh god, Takako, I hope you're okay in whatever dimension you're in. Oh my god, jeez. As I sat down on the futon and gazed at the trees beyond the dark window, I felt something akin to a thin layer of mist cover my vision. I closed my eyes and opened them again. The Christmas tree returned to my field of view. As the light of the stars shining through its branches illuminated the room, it summoned voices in vague shapes, as though in a shadow play. Oh, hello. Hello, not Sachiko. Seriously, she looks exactly... dude. It's like, just make her hair long and she looks exactly... Seriously. Mayuko, I'm really glad I gave them the same voice, because I think Takako is also seeing these similarities. That's why she's totally into her right now. After I spent more time gazing at the tree, Mayuko returned to the room from the kitchen, holding a transparent cup with water in it. I took it from her, had a quick sip of the cold liquid, then stretched my back. I'm so tired. Thanks for all you've done. I took another sip from the cup. I handed it back to Mayuko and collapsed on the futon. That's not very ladylike, Takako, said Mayuko. She sat down in a traditional Japanese way, with her legs under her knees. How come you're not tired? You worked more than me. Oh, I won't tire out from that much. I wouldn't exactly be qualified for this job if I did. I guess it's harder than it looks. Thanks. You're welcome. I stretch because I'm tired as well, Void Dweller. Although, if you want to express your gratitude, you can wake up early tomorrow and help me with the rest of the cleaning. I'll do my best. Mayuko placed the cap on the tray by the pillow. I'm turning off the lights. Okay. The same room. Mayuko pulled on the string, and the room fell to darkness. Wait! The lights turned on again. I stood up and walked to the door. Where are you going? I'm off to pick some flowers. In the middle of the night? Mayuko made a puzzled face. Sure, sounds fun. I'll be right back, so feel free to go back to sleep. Okay. I could hear Mayuko's voice through the gap of the closing door. The air in the corridor was cold, just like outside. I continued down the dim corridor until the corner. A silhouette of a tree rustled beyond the window. I washed my hands with freezing cold water, letting the chill seep into my bones. Afterward, I turned off the tap and wiped the water off with a white towel next to the sink. I looked into the mirror, seeing my own eyes gazing back at me. Oh, God. I hope it's the other girl. Oh, God. Suddenly, I saw something move behind me. Oh, wow, this is a really cool looking background. I agree, apparition. I turned around. There was nothing there, save for the dimly lit corridor stretching into the darkness. This music is not helping. This music is not helping. Oh, God. I narrowed my eyes, trying to make out something. Little by little, I managed to make out the wallpaper at the end of the corridor. We are going full horror game, it seems. Jesus Christ. The shadows cast on it by the trees beyond the window made it look almost like a face in the moonlight. Oh, God! The music makes it feel like something absolutely horrific is gonna happen. Like, this is the kind of music that plays when, like, you know, someone is being tortured or some shit. Like, oh, God. The silhouette of a person suddenly passed by that surreal face on the wall, only to disappear further into the darkness. Nanae. Wait. Why is she talking about Nanae? Oh yeah, that's right. There's Nanae and Nanae. God damn it! I'm going to forever mix them up. I am going to forever mix them up, Nanae and Nanae. I fucking swear. Seriously. I am going to forever mix up Nanae and Nanae. Jeez. I walked to the end of the corridor and peeked beyond the corner. The spiral staircase was not lit up, and instead led downwards into complete darkness. Oh, God. Trust me, I'm familiar with my SCPs. You do not want to go down into stairways that lead into complete darkness. I strained my ears, but heard only the clanging of that contraption from outside, a metallic trinket attached to a wooden pole. Welcome back. Mayuko greeted me as I returned. I staggered to the futons and chose to slip into Mayuko's instead of my own. That's true, apparition. Did something happen? I think I saw something in the mirror. Jeez, she's really worried. Takako, I think we've already agreed on this. No ghost stories past 9 o'clock. Yeah, well, you better get started believing ghost stories, because I think we're in one! Huh? We did? But I really did see something in the corridor. I'm sure it was just the shadow of a tree branch or something. God damn it, if it wasn't for this music. Oh my God. A gust of wind rattled the night duty room window. The trees outside continued to rustle. Oh God. The metallic thing clanged against the wooden flagpole in the distance. Okay, see now, they are absolutely in the same place. That thing was there. Sachiko noticed it as well when she first arrived here. in her dimension, world line, whatever. Like, I just... Oh my god. Somebody jumped world lines or something. There's definitely some dimension hopping going on in this story. That, like... It's either dimensions or time. And I'm going to lean towards dimensions just because of the way Narasaki is experiencing things. I'm not going to rule out time, though. But why would they be jumping through periods of time like that? We know that all three of them are from the same time period because they all grew up together. I felt like I could smell the sea through a gap in the window. The sea. The shoal. Mayuko stood up and clasped the string serving as the light switch. I'm turning off the lights. I nodded, and with a short snap, the room fell into darkness. I would just try to go to sleep and close my eyes until morning. Only the uneven moonlight illuminated the world around me. Good night. Night. Oh, that's good. I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep right away for a change. I had 2 dreams that night. One was about a plush toy. The other about one of my old trips. Is she sharing dreams with Sachiko? The two had no relation whatsoever, and I couldn't even remember which one I had first, until they completely blurred together in my memories, rendering that question completely meaningless to begin with. I was playing with the diary girl and the plush toys in the children's room. There were 4 plushies in total. Was there a 4th girl? An otter, a fat bird, a melon with arms and legs, and a doctor. I got the otter from that aquarium I liked. A mother otter held many little otters in her embrace. The cubs, in turn, each held seashells by the seashore. You could take the otter cubs off if you removed the magic tape on the mother's paw. See, I would never want to get them off. I would be too scared. I would be so sad. Like, that's the thing that totally got me when I was little. To see a child separated from their parents. That was one thing I absolutely hated to see more than anything else. Like, the thought of that just terrified me. Oh my god, jeez. Like, movies where that happened was something I would absolutely refuse to watch a second time as a little kid because it was just way too sad. As I got my own room for the first time in my life after we moved, it took me some time to get used to sleeping alone. As a result, this otter plush ended up keeping me company in bed many a night. Oh my god! The bird came from my late grandmother. I think I was supposed to talk if you pressed a certain part of it, but it either ran out of batteries or broke by the time I got it, and never let a single peep in my presence. That's really interesting because the girl that Narasaki played with also had a bunch of dolls with her. His voice was most likely pre-recorded. Perhaps it belonged to my grandmother even. However, I was much older when I realized that. By that time, the toy had moved to collect dust on a tall shelf and eventually disappeared altogether. Isn't that the way of things? I couldn't even remember where I got the melon plushie. Its troubled face was really cute now that I thought about it. Back then, though, I was too young to read much into its expression, and simply played with it by throwing it around. Being small enough to fit into my palm made it the perfect ball to throw around the room. I watched his arms flail in the air as he did all sorts of acrobatic tricks before crashing into the wall or ceiling. One day, however, I lost it. I only rediscovered it when I was already in high school. I was looking for something in the old closet when I found it all covered in dust. Ain't that the way of things? Despite the passage of time, its facial expression remained the same. The diary girl brought the doctor toy. Apparently it was a mascot of some hospital. It originally belonged to a kindergarten she attended, but she liked it so much that the nurse ended up giving it to her as a present. Diary girl. Is she even forgetting who Sachiko is? We would sometimes take her out of toys and play together when we were still in our early years of elementary school. This time, we tried to make a play with our plushies as the characters, but we failed to construct any sort of continuous story in the end. Oh my god! Oh my god! Me and my sister! Oh my god! We had huge story arcs with our toys. We like as we got older and like before we just stopped doing it because we grew out of it. Like we had like full seasons of shit of storylines with all the different toys. Like, oh my god. Starring Dino, the Jurassic Park raptor who got powered up into different stages of power. And the Lego Throwbots and everything. And they got like, oh my god. And we had like the Connects and we called them the Nexoids and everything instead. It was just, oh my god. Jeez. And like sometimes I would wait for my sister, other times I wouldn't. And I think, that's where a lot of my voices started too. For the different characters there. My god. Oh, jeez. Those are some good memories. Yep, exactly. His ultimate form was called Tenchi Dino because that's when my sister and I were starting to get really weeby. And we were incorporating anime shit into our storylines and shit before, we stopped doing it. Oh my god, Guppy Force, that is so cute! That is so cute. Oh my god. Oh, those are some good memories. Anyway, let's get back to the story. This time, we tried to make a play with our plushies as the characters, but we failed to construct any sort of continuous story in the end. I stopped the car and stepped out onto the keep, stretching into the sea. I love the little vignettes about their vacations. It's now quite relaxing, to get away from the main plot with all this terrifying eldritch shit happening everywhere, apparently, to everybody except Takako, who just had a supernatural experience right there. And oh my god, I really know, like I really love their vacations, Dad. All right, I have to take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. Oh god, jeez, banged into the table. All right. Oh, I didn't drop the microphone, Void Dweller. Don't worry. No, I just knocked the table a bit. Trust me, I would be in a much bigger panic if I dropped the microphone. I'd be like, oh my god, I'd be crying and shit like, oh my god. No. I just knocked the table a bit. Everything's fine. Anyway, let's get back to the story. I stopped the car and stepped out on the cape stretching to the sea. Only a low fence, its wood mostly rotted away, separated me from the water below. I came closer to look at the huge bridge, partially obscured by the mist. I could see the port town beyond the dark sea. The cables holding up the bridge glowed gently between the dark night sky and the boundless black sea. Countless lights also sparkled in the direction of the city. This is bright enough to be seen from space, I bet. See, now look! Like, doesn't Sachiko look exactly like Mayuko? Seriously. Like, they look exactly the fucking same! Except short hair. Like, there's gotta be a reason for that. What is their connection? Is Mayuko Sachiko's mother? Like, I wonder. And did Takako go back in time? I wonder. More than anything, that example makes me think of that TV show about squid fishing. Hey, do you think that bright area on the bank was where the crab sign was? I pointed at the brightest part of the port town. They have night doors, too, so it's hardly possible. I wonder where the cable cars are. They go straight down to the waterfront, so probably around there. Sachiko leaned against the fence with one hand, then pointed at the lights in the distance with the other. She slowly trailed her finger along the slope. A gust of cold wind swept across the cape, making me shiver. I let out a sneeze. It's pretty cold by the sea at night, isn't it? Why didn't you bring your jacket? Sachiko took out a thermos bottle and filled its cap with some hot coffee. I sipped it slowly so as not to get burned, feeling its bitter taste and heat warming my chest from the inside. Woo! I'm all warmed up now, thanks to you, my boo. Just don't catch a cold out here. I won't! Do you want some, Sachiko? I extended the half-full cup to her. No. Okay, then. I finished the coffee and handed her back the thermos bottle cap. She shook it up and down a few times to dispose of any remaining liquid, then fastened it to the bottle. Oh, I should have brought my camera. Is it in the car? I think I left it at the hotel. Too bad. Oh boy, I really wanted a picture with you! I shaped my pictures into a fingerprint. I shaped my fingers into a picture frame and directed it at Sachiko, who placed a hand on her hips and made a pose. Damn, Sachiko, you sassy! Burn this into your retinas while you can. Will do! Well, did the picture come out well? Extremely! Glad to hear it. But I need something more impactful to make sure I never forget this. I leaned closer to her. She, too, turned her face to me. Might as well. Woo! Yes! 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 So fucking romantic. Oh my god. I wrapped my arm around Sachiko's waist and pressed against her. Her long hair brushed against my hand. The scenery here is definitely something you wouldn't forget. I'm glad we came. Yeah. Makes me wonder how many of the people over there are even aware of the beauty of this town. I imagine it's not many. Oh, that was so great. Oh my god. Wow! Whoa! Okay! Whoa! Whoa! Settle down! A third level of tips. Okay, memories. Petal, apricot, water game. Hold on. Slow the fuck down. Jeez. More tips. My god. And it's like a third stage of tips, too. Uh-oh, we're at the scary music. Oh god, well, Takako, we'll see how you're doing, hopefully, next time, or I don't know. Oh god, because we gotta check out those tips. Oh my god, okay, we're still in Takako world. Oh my god, that was so fucking romantic. Thank you for that, Seabed. Oh, these are the best tips in the game. Really interesting. That's so cool, Jackie. Flower petal. And yeah, this is the first one. Okay, tips part 3. I don't even know who this is. I'll just read in my own voice until we find out. I wash my face in the sink. Its cold touch bit into my skin, helping me wake up. A single flower petal circled the whirlpool created by the train. I scooped it out. I looked at the mirror to realize there was an empty vase in front of it. I placed the flower petal by it and wiped my face with a nearby towel. I brushed my hair, changed into a fresh set of clothes, and left the room. Who is this, I wonder? Let's see, are we gonna get a sprite or no? Chapter 6 of Mother 3 or some shit. Oh my god! Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, back to the story. Oh, that was the best kind of troll. My mouth hurts from smiling. Jeez. Okay. That apricot. Let's go. Alright, we're back at the Valhalla music here. A waiter, I don't know who's talking, so again. A waiter in a monochrome uniform came over to my table. So I broke my gaze from the red flower in the vase. He showed me the bottle Showed me the bottle I'd ordered. Well, we know it's not Kozue. Could be Takako. His attire reminded me of those models of foreigners they had in Western apparel stores. When I nodded, he placed 2 glasses on the table, filling them with drink. Both glasses seemed to contain the exact same amount of liquid, almost as if he had some volume calculator in his hands. Saying nothing else, the waiter left. Oh, okay, it probably is Takako. Is that an apricot on the bottom? Sachiko asked. She was sitting in front of me. I'll just use the Takako voice until it says otherwise. Unless it's Narasaki again. There was a large apricot on the bottom of the bottle. I nodded. This one is distilled from fermented fruit. It's pretty strong, said Sachiko as she read the label. I hear it's supposed to be sweet, so it should be easy to drink despite the strength. You've never had it before? A friend from Serbia recommended it to me when I mentioned umeshu to him. He said they had sweet alcohol there as well. Apparently it's popular in the Balkans. According to him, almost everyone had a homemade stash of it in their house. I got interested, but never had the chance to try it. Until now. I didn't know you were so knowledgeable about alcohol. I'm not. I just drink what people recommend to me from time to time. Admittedly, though, there are a few things better in life than a delicious meal and a good drink to go with it. Okay, it's probably Takako. I took a sip of the drink before Sachiko. Just like I'd heard, it passed through my throat like water, leaving only a fruity sweetness and a strong alcoholic warmth. It was just the kind of taste I liked. It just might be a bit hotter in the throat than I thought. I warned Sachiko she was about to tilt her glass. Sachiko took a small sip, only about 1/5 of the glass. It is pretty easy to drink. She placed the glass back on the table. I felt some warmth rush to my head as I finished the glass, prompting me to order something for dessert. I wouldn't usually get drunk this fast. I didn't know whether it was because I hadn't drank for a while, or if because I was simply exhausted from work. But I figured this was a good place to stop. Okay, so it is probably Takako. Oh wait, no! It's Narasaki! God damn it, it's Narasaki again! Fucking hell! Okay, it is Narasaki. That's kind of odd. Huh. This one is... Okay, so it's Narasaki like the first set, but I'm guessing this is a different time period or dimension. Narasaki. I can't see our office from here, but what about your clinic? Interesting. So it's the same background they used when Sachiko met Narasaki in the bar at night in the prologue. Because I do remember the bar background, but it wasn't bottles. It was, it looked like, you know, an area with seating and stuff. But I think those were in the day. Yeah. Sachiko's gaze was fixed on the panorama of the city beyond the window. Countless streetlights flickered there in the distance, making the contours of the city a little difficult to make out from the bar on the 31st floor. That was a different place. Thank you, Jackie. I'm not sure. I could probably tell if it was bright outside. I looked back at Sachiko. Her eyes were still fixed on the nighttime cityscape. Her long black hair fell on her ears when she tilted her head, hiding from sight. So, would you like another round? I asked when I noticed that her glass was empty. Just one more then, she replied.
Sachiko picked up the glass I filled for her and took a small sip.
I don't usually drink much, but I like this. And the food was pretty good too. I better write down the name of this place.
I nodded. They've got exotic drinks, offer good snacks to go along with them, and the view is fantastic. What more could a girl want?
Oh, it's just the kind of place I've been looking for lately.
I can't imagine you going to a bar alone, though.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there,
said Sachiko. When it comes to this place, I usually reserve a bottle or two in advance, so feel free to join me if you ever feel like it.
That sounds almost a little too nice. Or is this part of the treatment too?
Perhaps. I made a thoughtful gesture. Sachiko slightly tilted her head to the side.
Why did you choose this line of work, Narasaki?
I wanted to be a doctor ever since I was a kid. I forgot why, though.
Wasn't it difficult to get there, though? I imagine you have to study a lot.
I don't think I feel as strongly about personal preferences as the average person. I never considered studying to be particularly boring, nor did I ever feel like doing anything else. Maybe my own insensitivity is what made me want to learn more about how the minds of others worked. Sachiko's eyes grew incredulous for a moment, then wandered to my empty glass.
I think I've had enough for the night,
I said, then changed the subject by asking if she was enjoying her current job. After that, we spent some time discussing work.
Alright, and the third one here. Water game. Let's see. I wonder what this is. Oh yeah, just like the other ones, this is continuing right after that one.
Once we paid our bill, we stepped outside into the cold night.
I wonder why they even chose to make it a separate tip.
I noticed Sachiko staggering while I was adjusting the position of my scarf. I clasped her arm out of reflex. Was that a bit too much for you?
No, I'm fine. I didn't realize how hot I was until I got outside. But I'm okay now.
It was close to midnight, but the neon signs all around us made the night hardly any darker than the middle of the day. As we were passing by the park near the station, we spotted a fully decorated Christmas tree.
They're getting a bit ahead of themselves, aren't they? I remember seeing Halloween decorations just here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's nice to have something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. Huh.
After that, we passed through the station gates and ascended to the train platform. There weren't that many people there at this hour. Sachiko's scarf half hid her face, but I could still see her exhaling white breaths. Do you remember all your Christmas presents from previous years?
Not really. I remember getting lots of clothes when I was little, though.
Oh, really? What kind?
Let's see, I recall a frilly skirt and some dresses with tons of ribbons. I wanted more clothes that were easy to move in, like the ones Takako used to wear. So I remember not being very happy with my presents.
Your parents probably wanted you to grow up into the kind of lady that these clothes would fit. Sachiko's clouded expression suddenly cleared up.
One time, I remember getting this weird toy from Takako. It was a small transparent box with water, where you had to get rid of rings on a big coral by pushing a button that created a stream inside and swept everything around. Oh my god! Those things are impossible! Those things are fucking impossible!
Oh, I know that one. I've seen something like that at my hairdresser's. Sachiko nodded.
Now that you mention it, I do recall spotting that in a number of barbershops.
It's a great time killer. Kinda like puzzle rings and journals. I tried recalling more details about that toy as a train passed by us on the opposite lane, but couldn't remember much besides the fact that it was there.
They were everywhere. I wonder if the union recommended them or something.
I think it was just a fad. Lots of oddities were popular back then.
A fad? Was there anything else like it?
Well, there was a spring that could climb downstairs,
Slinky.
then a fishing game where the fish would keep opening and closing their mouth, and all sorts of driving games that came with actual wheels and gears. I also remember a flower that would react to sounds.
Those are all toys.
Well, I like them. Some people call me childish because of that, but I don't care.
I know all the ones you listed, by the way.
Be careful with that. People will find out how old you are.
I don't mind. And it makes me happy to remember those things.
I see.
I've always made fun of fads, but it's nice to share a memory with someone.
You don't see that many crazy fads these days.
Now that you mention it, why do you think that is?
Yeah, there were a ton of fads in the 90s. Apparition, you remember Pogs? Do you remember Pogs? Do you remember the Slammers? Yeah. Oh my god, you just said it!
A fad is something that's really, really popular for like a few months and then everyone forgets about it. Like, in our time, fidget spinners were a fad. Everyone absolutely did everything with them, talked about them for like 3 months, and then they just stopped. They fell off the face of the earth. You probably haven't thought of them in months.
There's a huge variety of toys nowadays, so people usually just get the ones they like and ignore the others. I glanced up at the electric board one more time to check the scheduled time of arrival for our train. Sachiko regarded the lane with drowsy eyes.
No, they didn't have them in the 90s, Void Dweller. I'm just saying that's an example that you would recognize from recent times. But considering your line of work, wouldn't you know more about fads than me?
Oh, sorry, But considering your line of work, wouldn't you know more about fads than me?
I suppose so. And what you said is basically how I felt as well. Most of our work consists of making ads for products, and most of them are geared towards a specific group of people. Unusual designs that stand out tend to be more popular at first, compared to traditional ones, but they go out of style sooner. It's become harder and harder to make something that would appeal to everyone.
I see. I saw the lights of the train appear at the end of the lane. Have you ever considered how an increase in all these material things that serve as distractions led to a deterioration of our imagination?
I might have.
I see you're past your prime.
What? Why?
That didn't sound like you at all.
Really?
The old you would have said something along the lines of,
"So what?" "Oh, maybe I'm just drunk."
maybe you are. The train stopped in front of us and opened its doors. Sachiko had her eyes closed, staying silent for most of the trip. I decided to escort her to the entrance of her apartment as we reached the station nearest to her home. Naturally, Sachiko refused at first, but I wouldn't relent. After seeing her off, I considered walking to the clinic instead of taking the train again. I passed a few creepy alleyways along the way, and arrived at the clinic in just under 30 minutes. I unlocked the outside doors and entered the dark corridor. I continued down to the night duty room with confident steps. It was pitch dark inside the room, but I knew every single nook and cranny of this place, so it posed no problem. I unfastened my hair, washed my face, got changed, and laid down on my futon.
She has a night duty room here, too.
Lying on my back, I adjusted the height of the pillow and closed my eyes. I thought about what I had discussed with Sachiko. Then I remembered a patient that used to frequent this place. The way Sachiko acted today reminded me of that same patient.
I wonder if there is a time thing involved. If there is some kind of time travel involved. If she's talking about something that reminded her of the past. Okay, well, we have gone back and forth between the main story and tips a lot today. Okay, let's do it. Let's get back into the main story. We are still with Takako. Yeah, back with the creepy music. Soft footsteps reverberated between the corridor's walls as my heels slipped out of the slippers and hit against the floor with every step. The sound disappeared as I slowed my pace. The sun was still high in the west sky. A long ridge extended in the background of the west ward. The sky, its hue a warm mixture of yellow, crimson, and purple, stretched above it. This scene might be a bit on the long side, but that's okay, Apparition, because we have plenty of time left in the episode. Like, we have like a little less than 40 minutes left in the stream, so we're good. It was still relatively bright outside. This was the time when the interior lights would begin to flicker on. As I observed the patterns of the artificial light cast on the windowsill, I tried humming the tune I heard in the shopping district with Mayuko, but couldn't remember the melody. In the end, it came out as a bit of a mess. I gave up and realized my heels were hitting against the floor again. I knocked on the night duty room's door. Mayuko? I opened the door to find the room dark and empty. Uh-oh. Hopefully she's just working. Removing my slippers, I stepped inside and flipped the light switch. However, even after pulling the string dangling from above, the room remained dark. I flipped the switch on the wall again. This time the lights came on. Oh, great. I let out a sigh and continued to the kitchen while stretching my hands. I filled the kettle with water, placed it on the stove, and lit the flame below it. Then I rose on my tiptoes to open the cabinet above me. After confirming its contents, I closed it back up. Next, I opened the cabinet located further into the kitchen. I took out a pack of sweet bean jelly from it. It seemed to have hardened over time. I chopped it into small pieces, then placed them all onto a small plate. I grabbed a pack of toothpicks from the shelf and stuck one into each piece. Uh-oh. As I removed 2 teacups from the shelf and finished washing the knife, a continuous high-pitched sound began filling the room. I filled the teapot with green leaves and freshly boiled water and placed it on the tray, right next to the teacups and the pieces of hardened sweet bean jelly. Oh my god, oh no. Just as I finished parting the curtains and placing the tray on the table, something black abruptly passed through my field of vision. Whoa! The tray clattered on the table as I staggered backwards a bit. Following the black thing with my gaze, I realized it was... Oh no! Oh god! Takako? I have read more than one visual novel about butterflies not being a good sign. Run! 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 Oh god, and plus the story you read. The story. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh god. Following the black thing with my gaze, I realized there was a butterfly that had somehow found its way into the room. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's what I mean Lily said about butterflies. Oh god. Oh no. And how did you get in here? I glanced at the white flower vase on the windowsill. The butterfly landed on the dried up camphor tree branch. I see. I took the notebook from the shelf. The butterfly passed right by my face again. I followed it with my gaze as it flew toward the ceiling, its black, blue-striped wings vigorously fluttering in the air. I sat down in the reddish-brown futon, placing the notebook on the table while resting my chin on my palms, and continued observing the butterfly. Getting tired of it after a while, I opened the notebook. I realized I was beginning to treat it very carefully. After all, I now knew it belonged to Sachiko. Wait, what? I thought Takako was the one in the past. Oh my god. It almost felt like she was telling me about the past I had forgotten. This is so crazy. What is going on? More vacation stuff? September 22nd, 1975. Oh yeah, these are Sachiko's words. I'll read them in Sachiko's voice. The clouds that had been covering the sky since early in the morning began to shower the ground with rain come noon, forcing us to change up our plans of playing outside, and instead settle for a game of musical chairs inside. The children circled around a bunch of chairs as a simple piano melody played in the room. As I failed to grab a chair in the first round, I was now watching them play from the sidelines. Takako was still with the others, alert and ready for the song to stop playing at any second.
What are they doing playing with children here? Where are they here?
She had a dead serious expression on her face, reminding me of cowboys during quick draw scenes in western flicks. The music suddenly stopped. The children dashed toward the chairs.
Oh wow, this is very eloquently written for a child. Okay, I see. I was thinking it wasn't a child because of how eloquent she's being put this. Okay, so I guess they're about like what, 10 or 12 or something here.
The children dashed toward the chairs. Takako was the first to react and started down the closest one, but due to her position, she was further away from either of the chairs than the children around her. Takako gave up on the chair to the left, seeing her boy had almost already reached it. Instead, she twisted her body and leapt toward the chair to the right.
My god, she has like a fucking photographic memory here.
She crashed into the shoulder of the boy who was about to sit down on it, and swept him away before ultimately landing on the chair. God, that was so hot.
This is 4 years before the sports day scene in the... I see. Okay, so yeah. I see. Thank you, Guppy Force. Okay, so yeah, they're in elementary school here. Yeah, so they're like tweens, yeah.
She crashed into the shoulder of the boy who was about to sit down on it, and swept him away before ultimately landing on the chair. The chair tilted to the side of its two legs, but Takako managed to bounce it back down. That day marked her first ever victory in a game of musical chairs. Her eyes sparkling in triumph, Takako received a golden origami medal from the nurse. She spent the rest of the day with that thing dangling from her neck. Takako's mother was the first to show up when it was time for us to go home. Before leaving, Takako handed the medal to me. I watched it sparkle in the evening sun, up until my parents came to pick me up.
Damn! Oh wow! Takako, smooth operator here! Wow, I was such a badass. I felt a bit sleepy as I finished reading that short passage. The butterfly was still flapping its black wings and was now flying in the direction of the closed window. I thought it would crash into the glass, but it slowed down just a few centimeters before that, instead landing on the curtain. Tired? Or perhaps it was sulking at the fact that it couldn't escape. Just chill a little. I'm tired too. Besides, it wouldn't be nice if you could leave without seeing you even saying a word to Mayoko, now would it? You see, in human society, debts need to be repaid, even if it's just food and shelter. Don't you think that should apply to butterflies as well? It seemed as though the insect was shaking its head. It had its gaze fixed on the white vase. Specifically, the pupa still attached to a leaf on the camphor tree branch. Well, I guess your situation is a bit different. The butterfly remained still, seemingly considering my words. Perhaps it really was sulking about not being able to go outside.
But why did I assume I wanted to go there to begin with? I gave it another scrutinizing look. Well, I can understand how you feel. I imagine it feels a lot better to fly in a wide open space, surrounded by fresh air. There are flowers with honey you can eat, and if you're lucky, you might even find something to have children with. The butterfly slowly spread its wings, as if trying to say that I didn't need to state the obvious. But it's not all fun and games outside. If you're unlucky, you might get eaten by a bird or trapped in the web of a spider. If it rained, your wings could get moist and you'd have trouble flying. You'll face no such dangers in here. The butterfly remained still with its wings spread. Perhaps it was thinking. Or maybe the way it showed off the blue lines on its wings meant to convey agreement. I'll bring you a fresh flower if you stay. That's the least I can do. The butterfly slowly closed its wings. Or would you rather go outside after all? It spread its wings again. I thought I gave it a pretty good deal, but the butterfly didn't seem all too fond of it. Okay then. But you'll have to wait until Mayuko comes back. I glanced out the window. The evening sky, with hues of yellow, crimson, and purple mixing into its canvas, loomed above the gentle mountain range in the distance. I'm sure she'll be back before dark. Oh God, I hope she didn't get warped. I placed one of my hands on the notebook and rested my chin on the other. Humans tend to stay with each other, but what about butterflies? I returned my gaze to the butterfly. Maybe you'll change your mind come morning. Nanae said that it gets comfortable staying in the same place once you get used to it. The butterfly remained completely still with its wings spread. Perhaps it was waiting for the window to open. It seemed like it wanted to soar through the high skies. I remembered how I likened Nanae to a fish before drifting off to sleep once. Although fish swam in the sea, while butterflies soared through the sky. Besides, back then I was thinking about which place Nanae had adapted to, rather than where she had wanted to be. I remembered how she asked me if I wanted to leave. It was nice to eat snacks with Mayuko, read books with Nanae, and make fun of Kozue from time to time. Okay, that's right, Kozue is there. Kozue completely botches the time travel theory because she's the link between the two worlds. So it's gotta be some kind of dimension shifting. It's gotta be some kind of dimension shifting. Because Kozue is the same in both worlds. She's the only one. The Christmas party had turned into a fond memory. If I kept arranging events like that from time to time, I figured I'd never feel bored. I was certainly satisfied enough with this place to recommend it to the butterfly. Nanae said that she lost any reason to go outside. I felt like I could understand what she meant now. More so than back then. I mean, it's not like you're imprisoned here. Like you're allowed to go out into town every once in a while. I touched my ears. Maybe I'd soon be able to breathe underwater as well. I feel like I would if I remained in this place for a while longer. I turned into a fish, not a butterfly. I was slowly getting used to the serene life in here. That much was for certain. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I didn't know whether I wanted to stay here or leave. No wonder I couldn't understand the butterfly. It stayed still with its wings spread out. I fell in thought, gazing at the dazzling blue stripes on them. Staying here would be the easiest choice, but it would require a little effort on my part and contain no risks, but I looked at the darkening sky, feeling my head growing heavy. I raised my chin from my palms, lowered my hands on the table, and instead placed my left cheek on them. Is Takako gonna break out? Finally, I dug my fingers into my hair to support my head. This position was the result of many years of experimenting and research. It had served me well since my school years, and continued to be of use even after I joined society as a working adult. Though it was easy on the neck and the arms, it would mess up my hair, so there was still some room for improvement. I closed my eyes, savoring the comfort it provided me with. My exhausted body was on the verge of drifting off to sleep. However, much like last time, a butterfly and Nanae in the form of a fish appeared in my mind's eye. I can't believe I'm treating this butterfly business so seriously. Perhaps I relaxed a bit too much. It wasn't like me to doubt myself or be tired to begin with. I felt the sensation of the notebook's leather cover against my skin. The Takako I read about was always energetic and pursued her goals straight as an arrow. Her mind was clear, and she always knew what she wanted. She might have been a bit of a dunce at times, but it was all very endearing. Reading through the diary gradually made my memories return. It had things I'd forgotten, and things I didn't know at all. Those passages contained mere glimpses into my life, but remembering them brought back other memories as well. They made me recall certain episodes of my life in striking detail, right down to the various scents I experienced on a given day. And whenever I thought back to my feelings from those times, I'd feel a smoldering fire come back to life deep within my heart. Sachiko brought back feelings of anxiety and uneasiness I had long forgotten. My memories of her warmed and brought the rusted mechanism of my heart back to life. Almost like they were repairing the missing cogs of the contraption, returning to their intended positions. And yet, this was but a small, insignificant agitation of my heart at best. It was no more significant than an action than an ant climbing up on an elephant's back, by the faint ripples caused by a pebble thrown into a pool of water. Hello, Featherine. Welcome to the stream. It has been a very long time. If I closed the notebook, the feeling would vanish, as if it was never there to begin with. Featherine, you see what she's looking at? Sada said that the more she got used to this place, the harder it became to leave. Back then, I didn't think much of it. Yet now I couldn't tell whether that was a good or a bad thing. I put those two on imaginary scales. The arrow continued pointing at 0, refused to move. But that wasn't enough of a reason to leave. Oh my god! Takako, yes! Oh my god! They're gonna freaking break through the dimensional barrier. Right. Takako, yes! I want to meet Sachiko one more time before I end up stuck here forever. I was sure that meeting her would help me remember everything and would fix the ringing in my ears as well. Should I remain here or not? No! Go! You gotta go, Takako. I might find the answer to that question if I met her. I have to see her. As I found myself lost in those thoughts, the fish and the butterfly slowly drew away from the back of my eyelids. Woo! Are you sure you want me to do the scene after the scene apparition? Because that seemed like a good spot. I don't know who this scene entails. Up to me? I'm getting slightly tired. Oh, it's a flashback scene. Okay, so those are usually short. Okay. Thanks. Wake up. My bedsheets got pulled away by some mysterious force. The warm morning sun burned my eyes. Oh, just 5 more minutes. Your coffee will get cold. The hand I extended toward the source of the voice fell limp onto the bed. I can't fight gravity. Thinking that made me feel even weaker. My body is getting heavier and heavier. At this rate, I'll start to sink in the mattress and create a black hole, sucking in everything around me, light included. That's amazing. Why not pitch it to the physics conference? Anyway, quit goofing around and get up already. We're leaving as soon as you get dressed. I don't wanna! I reached out and pulled the first thing I grabbed to myself. Sachiko fell on top of me. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow! Woo! Damn! You two are looking fine! Seriously, wow! Takako! Keep the ponytail, girl! Damn! Holy shit, you two are looking fine as fuck. Like, seriously, Takako. That ponytail is an amazing look for you. Opening my eyelids, I saw her black eyes staring back at me. I raised my neck slightly and kissed her lips. I was once again blinded by light as she pulled her head and thus her curtain of dark hair away from me. A moment later, she hurled her handbag at my face. But it was worth it. They say this helps people with low blood pressure. Oh. Well, they say this helps people with low blood pressure. Then get out of bed already. Okay. This is the room! This is the room that Narasaki got left to! Oh my god! This is the room that Narasaki got warped to! Oh my god! It's this room! This is when they were on vacation! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, they're not on vacation, but it's somewhere. This is the exact same room. As Sachiko climbed out of bed and got changed, I handed her the bag resting on my knees. Your fried eggs are on the table. I love you, Sachiko. Yeah, great. Sachiko left the room. I jumped out of bed and stepped out into the corridor. Hold this for me. Sachiko handed me her bag again. She then bent her knees and leaned down, leaving the slit of her skirt reveal her delicious thick thighs. Ooh, yeah. Her long eyebrows painted beautiful half arcs on her lowered face. Do we gotta go to work? Oh god. Her long flowing hair slipped down her shoulders, prompting Sachiko to try and pin it down next to her ear. Thanks. She raised her face and smiled at me as she finished putting on her shoes. My vision began to clear up, dispelling my prior drowsiness. I woke up with such keen senses that I feel like I could hear the very blood pumping through my veins. That'll do it. And back to Mayoko, who I swear looks exactly like Takako with short hair. Oh my god. Featherine, you gotta catch up, girl. It's a really interesting story. No, I think that they live together. Well, yeah, in the past they did. But something happened and we're not quite sure what. We're trying to piece that together. Okay, so Mayoko is back. At least she didn't get warped. Alright, so I'm gonna save here. She looks like Sachiko with short hair, I fucking swear. So I meant to say Sachiko, Void Dweller. Okay, well, I know you just joined us, Featherine, but that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna end the next console arc of Higurashi, and that'll be the last Higurashi for the foreseeable future. But I will get back to it eventually, don't worry. And then the day after, we'll be continuing with more Seabed. So I can't wait to get back and see what's going on. I'm sorry, Featherine, you caught us at the tail end. If you want, you can look at the old ones. I have 17 others. Alright. Oh, that's really cool, Guppy Force. That's making me think that they might reveal something of what's going on with the whole different dimensions and shit. Alright. So, until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.